Yeah, it would basically be a dwarfy lighthouse. Well, you wouldn't need to do a drawbridge out to it. You could connect to it below ground. Like, the drawbridge is completely unnecessary. You only have to go down 2 Z levels and you're below where that tower is. Yeah, we can have the fancy stuff in the tower. This is true. We're still gonna have to wait to see when this water thaws. No, you do. Let's make this clear. That you need the moat because I'm trying to make sure to prevent the enemies from climbing into it. Like the land troops. So even if I just did this as a wall, they could climb it. What I would need is an overhang. If you're assuming no actual water moat, which by the way, that just looks cool if you're in the water, you're in the ocean, and you're just naturally built in a little bit, that looks pretty cool. But ignoring that, I would have to have a lip. So if I took out the moat idea, the wall would be here. I would get myself that much space back. If I didn't have a moat per se, but I had this and I built out that far. So I'd still want walls or fortifications on the outside. So I could expand the central tower, but really what am I getting for that extra space? I'm losing out on the thematic look of it. That's about it. Is this where I was, or was I one further out? I like the moat being 3. Because my thought is, if I'm remembering correctly, I think I've done this before, that the water is here, and I have a wall here, that even if it's the ocean or river, it will not pressure up, because there's not water up here. So I think I can create a moat where the water is reduced, then have a natural overhang. They would have to want to pathfind down into the water with no ramp. And a lot of them tend to not be down for that type of pathfinding. I think it's possible for them to do it, but I don't think they're real happy with what happens in that idea. Now, my idea was, if I do this, that this is the screw pump here. That this pumps down, and it creates a solid wall, which means this is all down. Blammo. That was how much? That was a 8x8 square. So if you do that on the other side, you should end up with the same thing, assuming everything went well. So you have screw pumps here, pumping the water up there that has to fall down here. Screw pumps here, pumping water over here that have to fall down there. And even if the water went diagonally from up above, at some point it just has to fall back. Worst case scenario, I build a wall here like a little choke to force the initial water in. But again, once the water's going, we're good. When the water's in, if this is a wheel, if this is a water wheel, we can have 1, 2, oh, it needed to be 9. The whole thing's off by 1 size. How did I still do it off by 1 size? So if we did it where these 2 were water wheels, or 2 in the middle, the edge being where we're draining the water from, we would have 6. We could do it to there, leaving a gap that is straight down, not bothering a water wheel. We could also, oh, no, I know what we do. We bleed the water in. If we bleed the water in like this, the water hits down further in the back, causing it to propagate out this way and then come down. Meaning we'll get a natural swerve. This will also prevent this water from going that way. I already channeled it down. There's no way for the water to do what I was thinking it was going to do. We don't have to worry about doing any natural curves to this. The water will just sustain itself, I suppose. Trying to think if there's a way to get the water to come out the back end. But I think if we do that, we can get infinite water in a circle without having to worry about it overflowing into me. Real question is, can I create what I accidentally did before and create an aquifer? I'm going to say no, because the aquifer was only taking water. I had accidentally made it to where I could take all the water in the ocean, but I wasn't generating the water. And this cycle would need to also generate water. The food, yeah, the food is automatic. I'm not worried about food. I am worried about drinks, however. Actually, something's gone wrong with the food. They stopped fishing. Where's the water wizard? Water, oh, he can't. It's not automatic anymore because the water freezes. I hate it. Why does the water keep freezing on me? I set it up so I picked the map so we wouldn't have the freezing water. That was why I did it, was so I could stop having to care about the food. Damn you, game. If I push everything back one, I could get it to drop water into there. That would give me an extra square, so I'd have 3 water wheels, 3 rows of water wheels. Problem is, I couldn't, if I did a water wheel here, it would have to be there. That's close, but not bad. I was thinking I was gonna be a problem, but it's really not, is it? He is stuck. He has dug himself into a pit and cannot get out. All right, new idea. There will be this system, but that's so that they can get in and out, or else they will be stuck. Doesn't matter. This is supposed to be gone anyways, as is this for the new idea, because this is going to be channeled down. That was not channeling. That will be channeled down there, which means the ramp is there, not there. And then I'll push out this wall 1 further square to bring it closer to the edge. Because now we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have the 9 of water. Oh, we could still just leave it there. We don't have to actually change the mechanics of the situation. This allows them to get in and out as necessary. Just existence? What? Cryptonym redeemed. I want to be in the military. Cryptonym, did you get dwarfed and I don't remember? I cannot dwarf you, I cannot put you in the military, Cryptonym, if you do not first type in the dwarf command. I need you to type in the dwarf command. Climb to the top of the mountain home, and with the stoutest of beards, call out that you wish to be a dwarf, so that you may shun all of your elven aspects. Legit though, if you're not a dwarf, I can't put you in the military. Build machine gear assembly. I don't have a mechanics. Build workshop mechanic. There we go. That's a command I recognize. Why did I put the mason in the exact middle so I can't build? I didn't think any of this through. All right, you got dwarf number 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. You are one of the hunters. So there you go. It sorted itself out. Cryptonym. I should, in fact, put them into a military, though. You have a point. So I will create a squad appointed by this leader. They'll be the archers. We'll put all the hunters in there. Cryptonym. Why? Oh, because Bahunt has the word hunt. I'm like, what the fuck is it talking about? Why do you only say I have 2 hunters? I thought I had more hunters. Because Firehawk is also a hunter, and Firehawk leads the other squad. I don't know what I've done here, but something is very wrong. I'm going to leave that as it is. We'll sort that out later. But you're in the military. That has been done. XACBC, you're in the military, right? No, I never clicked yes. XACBC was completed. Bahoon to me was completed. Dragoman. is in the military. Cryptonym is in the military. Can I be a hunter? Not right now. If I remember correctly, Dragoman, you were in a job I'm needing to be done. You'll have to remind me on that later. Yeah, you're literally... You're the back half of our survivalist crew. I think you might be one of the few people providing us food. And you also do stone crafting. I cannot switch you over to... I mean, I could switch you over to hunter, but you wouldn't even be a hunter. I'm needing you to not... Your dwarf to not spend time trying to hunt animals with ammunition he doesn't have. Why is this... They're still smoothing? All right, this has gotten turned into a thing. I'm going to assign a location, add a location. In tavern. The Tongue of Granite. I can rename it. Okay, you said something about cavies. What is it you wanted this thing to be called since the beginning? Something about cavies. The Cavey of Justice? The Cavey Man McGillicuddy. What is it you've been asking for this room? Wait, try to control F. Where are your cavies? Are you still here? The Cavey of Harvest. Okay. The Cavey no such thing. I don't know why, but there's no such thing. Wait, what if I went down to the X? The X. Did I find KV here? Still no KVs. Am I not spelling KV right? It's just CAV, right? For the first 3 letters? They don't have KVs. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. There's no KVs. It's not my fault. I didn't do it. I know the full word. Look, I'm filtering by CAV. Even if I type in Y, there's just nothing left. There's no KV. KVs don't exist. I can maybe, for that matter, does Of Harvest exist? They have Abbeys, but no KVs. I can say Of Harvest. I can say the something of harvest, but I can't, that something can't apparently be KVs. They don't exist. You have another word? I'll leave it as the Tongue of Harvest now until we figure out what word you were wanting for that. I'm gonna make Hellfire be that for now. Cavity of Harvest? Well, no, it's whatever Dragoman. It has KV. Dragoman's the one that's been asking for this, so I'll wait for Dragoman to choose what it is. I did one of those weird sneezes whereby, like, reflex. Like, I tried to hold it in. I think I ruptured a blood vessel. I swear I smelled copper as soon as I sneezed. Wondering if, like, my nose is bleeding in the back or something. I didn't try to. It just... Not even muscle memory, just happenstance. The Rage of Harvest? Are you feeling the rage? Is that what you're telling me? I have the rage. I can name it the Rage of Harvest. Welcome to Roan something or other. No? I don't think I smell burnt toast. What burnt toast smell like? No, I don't smell anything now. Like, it's almost like a bad taste in the back of your throat type of thing. Hey, Sanctum, how you doing? Did we get the mechanic built? We did. Let's start getting those mechanisms cranking. Hold on. Sanctum getting dwarf number 2. How have you been, Sanctum? Not happiness. Sanctum, you're one of our hunters. You are the last unknown hunter. Congratulations. That being said, I keep forgetting we have to go all the way back. I don't even think I finished out the initial wave. Who have I not done? Cyrillac. I don't think I've read Cyrillac. Cyrillac has 5 friends. Bahoon to me, Righteous Boner, Dragoman, Mr. Man, TM, and Hellfire Skyrim. Dragoman prays to man gods, who most often takes the form of a female dwarf and is associated with war and fortresses. Did I read you before? No, because I don't remember the word orpiment. Cyrillac recently thought the best way to get what you want out of life is to work for it, because Cyrillac was delighted after watching a performance. Cyrillac is slow to tire, but he's very flimsy and quite susceptible to disease. Cyrillac likes orpiment, copper, fire opal, cod tooth, coral, the color clear. What kind of non-answer is that? What's your favorite color? Clear. My favorite color is to not see it. The color clear. Grates, rings, chains, sea nettle jellyfish for their beauty, the words of the beige lutes, and when possible he prefers to consume kangaroo cheese and white Malay beer. He absolutely detests jumping spiders. He has a lot of willpower, but he has very bad intuition, little patience, and poor memory. He dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. We are on 47.04? This doesn't tell me. 4704, release 6. Speaking of beer, yeah, we have 50. I can't believe we froze. Warm my ass. So gear assembly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I'm not pleased with it, but if that's what we got, then that's what we got. And then that'll be 1, 2, 3. The next one would really be here. Wait, no, see, shit, something is wrong. How did I come up with the 9 earlier? I said 1, 2, 3, check. 1, 2, 3, check. 1, 2. It would be there. I thought I did this math out right, and it was there. That was when I thought I was moving it up. If I move it up, it matches, which means these need to get pushed out. That is doable. That means everything I was about to do, though, is wrong. We can't have wrong things now, can we? Might as well just take this out now and just build the damn wall wherever I'm needing it. Welcome to beer. The beer is it's not looking good. I looked up copper smells, a medical diagnosis book, and maybe Parkinson's. Good. It's not Parkinson's. Like I said, it wasn't a random smell. It's because instead of sneezing back there like I normally do, for some reason I like just trying to lock down my sinuses and went just like sneezed into nothing, which is not good for you. Let's try this again. So the new idea is build machine that the gear assembly is right here. I'll get rid of it later. That's not where I'm really wanting that, because I'm wanting it to be over here. Because there'll be gear assembly for the middle, tube, gear assembly, tube, gear assembly, tube. Actually, no, probably not. This is where it'll probably meet up somewhere around the middle to come up. So, do that to too short of that. Gear assembly, two, gear assembly, two, gear assembly. Yeah, all right, that's how that works, and that's how that works. Build construction floor. Build logs, and then when that's in the way, 1, 2, 3, the real floor needs to be built here. So to prep for the other side, we'll build a floor. Caps lock is on. I'm spamming K and nothing's happening. And there as well. We can start building out the massive amount of water wheels to try to get the system to work. No, well, one, might not even be copper. I might have been thinking more like brass or something. I used to be in the military. I'm used to weird metal smells. Two, wasn't so much that it smelled like copper, was it smelled like what copper tastes like. I've definitely bitten through my cheeks and such a bit before. I'm used to that metallic tang. Oh God, brass, that's even worse. I think it's just because I tried to hold a sneeze and we're good. Water wheel. I just need 3 logs. And oddly enough, they can all be built as long as they think something is going to be built there eventually. Build machine gear assembly. It's the only time I've seen of anything doing that. It's spinning off of something that's not 100% there. Smell adamantine or go home. All right. So I think we're using our mechanic to build that. We've been building the mechanisms. We built the mugs. We put the chests in. I believe we tried to build chairs. Apparently not, because the mason's probably doing other things. I can't really do a food stockpile if I don't have the food to bring down here. This one is supposed to be the drinks. And I don't even know what this one would be right now. We'll turn off unprepared fish. We'll turn off drinks. We'll turn off seeds. We'll leave everything else on. You gotta have food somewhere being stored. I don't understand what the system is. DH, because I need to make this be above ground, and I forgot. Doing it like that is going to collapse me, though. So it is 1, 2. And then 4. I think that should prevent a cave-in.
Springtime has come.
Springtime has come. Springtime is here. I got 41,000 points. Yeah. Just in time. Suffer more. What do you mean like that without floor? No, they won't be able to reach it, but you can order it, yeah. Water wheels are weird. As long as you have a mechanism on one side, they'll let you order everything. I don't know why. They won't actually build it until it's there, but they'll let you order it.
No more fishing.
That's because you're trying to catch something in the central swamps. Your only fishing area is this one. Oh, I didn't do the zone thing. Hold on. Issues. Not prefer only. First. Forbid. Claim used ammunition. Claim. Forbid you're dead. Forbid your death items. Everything else is still good. Forbid non-hunted death. Forbid everything other than hunts and ammunition. Trying to think. That water is actually frozen for longer than I thought. The water wasn't frozen when we got here. We got here in January. That's what's throwing me off. We have a tavern though for everyone to meet in. It's getting smoothed and made to look pretty. We don't have chairs in it for some damn reason. Because the mason never built the chairs. Why has the mason not built chairs? Didn't I order chairs? Why are the mugs not brought down? I ordered more tables. There's like 20 tables now. Good. I clearly wanted more tables. I'm so glad that we're here to get everyone tables. Now I'm going to do the same on the other side. What the fuck did I think I was doing? There we go. We'll dig that out. 1 for more stone. 2 so I can get the kitchen and the food stockpile on the other side. Did somebody say table? Ah, yes, the great table escapade of 1943, when all the tables gained sentience and murdered their owners. This is why to this day, all beds have to have a tag on them that says, illegal if removed. They worked with the tables, apparently. I don't know where the fuck I'm going with that. I think I got lost in the woods in that one. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about them trees. All right. Trees are what the deer hide behind. They're not plants. I catch fish all the time. I just go in the river, I shove my hand down its mouth, and apparently that's what's called a fish. I call it noodling. But I do know that a tree ain't a plant because deer hide behind it. I've been trying to develop and maintain 2 Southern accents. Not just this one, but I've been trying to get an actual proper refined one coming out of this. because I've been trying to, I'm playing in a game, and I'm doing a void kineticist in Pathfinder. And if you do not know, there is an overflow mechanic where you get stats, but it points out that there is something related to your element that is visible. If you are a water kineticist, the more your power builds up, the more water seems to leak from you, the more you always seem to be wet. If you are air, maybe the more your hair is floofing about and other stupid nonsense. So what I decided to go with is my dude is a half-orc Gloomkin, essentially the below-ground orcs, a half-Gloomkin orc. So we decided to take that this means southern. So I've been trying to do a southern accent, but the effect of void is its gravity. Void is gravity. So he has high constitution but low strength. So I was going with it to where the idea is when I'm under the, oh no! Don't die. That was a bad idea. Go away. The idea we've been going with is, he's gonna fall anyways. The idea that we've been going with is that when I've activated my powers and I become more gravimetrically influenced, that it pulls in my gut essentially. Like it makes me more dense because of the increased gravimetric effects. I'm not even sure if that's a word. I'm using that from Star Trek. I don't even know if that's a real word. But anyways, so for some reason we've also decided, and it also says that you become like less there emotionally. The original idea I was thinking with was maybe a bit not there, like, yeah, whatever. But swung that around to being, well, instead of being super happy, friendly guy, you know, maybe I just start sounding more like a get off my yard. So I've been trying to swing it to have two different southern accents so that I can talk correctly based upon whether or not I've used my powers. It's fucking confusing. I may or may not be losing my mind. Plants are what the deer eat. Tree are what the deer hide behind. I ain't got no problem there. I know this because I passed biology. For those of you who are new, by the way, I'm not completely picking on Southern people or the accent. I used to live in Texas. I used to have properly the accent. 1. 2, I was in the military and I genuinely heard that as an argument at some point. Wasn't listening to the full conversation, so it is out of context. I will grant you that. But while I was in the maintenance bay, I no joke heard someone utter the line, trees ain't plants. Trees are what the deer hide behind. So that is why that is always my go-to statement when making fun of the accent. It's because I genuinely heard that argument in the military, and I'm never going to let that argument go away. That is the greatest argument I've ever heard to define something, is that trees aren't plants because deer hide behind them. And that is an amazing thing. If you're living the life where you can't define trees as the things deer live behind, you might be a bit too neurotic. You might need to like ease up on your life and just go with the flow. What the deer hide behind. It's so stupid. I love it. Magic makes you Colonel Saint. That's basically it. That's exactly what it is. As I'm trying to do like real happy, we'll come all around Southern until I do the magic, and then I try to do like a fancy Colonel Sanders. Yeah, that's basically it. Why did you suspend the construction of a... Is it because this has been used? Caps lock is on again. We have to wait for someone to take the logs out of here. Also, the water thawed. Yay. I am so happy. All right, are we getting the chairs back now this time? Granite throne. Granite throne. Granite throne. That was ashen, that was oaken. I'll take them now. Why is there a bed in here? Did I just lose my mind at some point and just start throwing beds down? Is that what happened? I was like, you know what? Clearly, this is a bedroom. Why is there a bed? What-a-doo-doo? Now, if we have those, the Rage of Harvest, we said 10, but I want that to be 40. Because I want them to bring all the damn mugs in here. I don't want mugs laying around. All right, we are starting to get access to stone. So what do I have paused? I will unpause, no, wait, no. I will unpause furniture. I'm not unpausing a low tier suite. I'm not unpausing statue. I'm not unpausing tomb yet. Community farm, I'll leave pause for now. Vacation time can be unpaused. High tier will stay paused, as will adamantine. Because we're starting to get materials to do things with. Not much, but we are. Now, the bottom one was food, right? That's what this is? This is just the non-booze food? Yeah, okay. Probably shouldn't have a lot of plants in it, but as long as they get fed. Why do I see people with down arrows? What does that mean? You're thirsty. Holy shit, we're out of booze again. Because we don't have the pots. Oh god, we're all gonna die. Not the carpenter. Where's the crafts dwarf? Wood. Pot. Repeat. Just repeat. Yeah, no. So, for any of you who played Pathfinder, there is a class that isn't a class. It had been, we'll say, forbidden by assumption in the group, in my group of friends. In that, everyone just kind of half assumed that there was an entire tier of things forbidden because the book said, like, occult. And everyone just assumed that occult meant psychic, and there's just a general ban on psychic rules. Because from 3.5 in AD&D, psychics have always been overpowered, and there's yet to be anyone to balance psychic things correctly. So I pointed out, you know, like, well, these aren't technically psychic. They are occult, but maybe they're not necessarily broken. Has anyone definitively banned this in our group? Well, no one's definitively banned it. Everyone just made the assumption. So I've been looking into it recently to play the class. I kind of like the class in that it's not one class, it's 6 classes. See, you have all the archetypes in Pathfinder, and that's how they add variety. And I'm not doing air quotes because in about a month and a half, I'm gonna be going to the next semester of college again, and I'm gonna pick up air quotes again from all the people at college. So I'm gonna have downtime where I don't do air quotes, but I really wanna do air quotes because I do not like the variety that Pathfinder says it has. 3.5 had variety, it classes galore. I like the archetype system, but that does not a different class make. It just changes some of your mechanics. So, in my opinion, Pathfinder doesn't have that many classes. It doesn't. They are woefully underrepresented. Kineticist, though, there are 6 different types of energy you choose when you do kineticist. Fire, earth, air, water, aether, which is telekinesis, photokinesis, which is life energy, and void, which is negative energy / gravity. The way it's set up, though, is while they each share the same attributes that they kind of depend upon, they're very different in terms of how they operate. They're essentially different classes. A wizard that is a transmuter is specialized differently than a wizard that is a necromancer. But at the end of the day, they're still just wizards. Okay, he might have an animal in front of him, or he might transmute his friends. But at the end of the day, he's doing this, he's pulling from the same spell list. He just has different ones he's prioritizing. Kineticist different defenses, different offenses, different utilities. Other than the fact that they're all based upon con, they're all different classes as far as I'm aware. Literally, in my opinion, Kineticist adds 6 classes to Pathfinder, which doesn't come close to the amount of classes you had in 3.5, but it does do a good service towards reducing the difference in quantity of classes. So I'm probably gonna end up playing the class back to back to back to back just to do the different elements. So the first time through I went with Void just because it sounded funny, because you end up picking negative energy, and later on if you double down on Void you end up getting bludgeoning, and you mix them together. You mix together your negative energy blast and your bludgeoning blast and you go Void Blast, and it's basically a black hole. You're just hucking black holes at people. Your special ability is people can jump higher and further, and they can carry 50% more shit because you're modifying the gravity on them. That's just like the basic kinesis of the class. So it's like, all right. And then somehow that just became, well, that means this is how I talk, right? Well, how you doing? Cancels give water. Stop trying to give water. Brew me shit. Fun fact, despite living in a southern state, I've never heard anyone use like that. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm forcing it a little bit to the extreme. I'm not gonna lie. It is a bit much. It's a bit extra. That being said, I'm not that far off. I lived in Texas, and kind of where I'm pulling the accent from is admittedly not Texas. I had related by marriage grandparent-in-laws. I don't know how that works. I had one set that lived in, what were they called? Hillsboro? Hillsboro. I want to say they lived in Hillsboro. And bless their hearts. Bless their hearts. But they thought I was Satan. So if we went to visit them for the weekend and the parents dumped us off and you take them for the weekend and you hang out with them, every Sunday we had to go to church. Didn't matter if I wasn't in their church. Didn't matter if I wasn't part of their proper religion. We had to go to their church. Every time we went to their church, there'd be a thing before the church or a thing after the church where the pastor would have to talk to me and try to save my soul. And I'm not gonna lie, I think half the accent I'm doing right now is that pastor's preaching accent, because he always had a thing to it. He wasn't just talking. He was always like, and the Lord said that Jesus will amend your souls if you only accept him into your life. Leviticus 21:33. And I don't know what the numbers are. I'm making that up right now. So I think half of it is just off of me having to listen to this man, because it was the funniest damn thing. It was the only thing that got me through that without like yanking my teeth out for entertainment, was just how fucking excitable this man was. But he would not be the only thing. There is close to this accent that I heard when we went to the other grandparents. And they weren't in Texas. They lived over in Mississippi. They lived in Mississippi, and they lived in like the woods. They lived in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi, where one of them was like a sheriff or a warden or something. I don't know what the hell he was. He was some kind of, I have guns. And this one time we woke up at his house, he walked by in his underwear. He walked by in his underwear, opened his back door, put the gun up, and shot a deer literally from inside the house. Just shot a deer dead, said got dinner, and went back to go to sleep. It was the weirdest shit. I'm trying to brew drinks. We have drinks. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, no statues yet. I cannot accept those terms and conditions. But oh my God. So I'm not gonna lie. I don't think what I'm doing is really a southern accent. I had a southern accent, so this used to be better. But I've lived in the Northeast for a long time now, so I'm kind of having to put a little extra twang on it to kind of half sell it. I think my version of Colonel Sanders is closer to a proper southern accent. I think what I'm actually affectation? I think what I'm actually doing right now when I'm doing the over-the-top southern accent is I think I'm doing like half preacher. I don't think I'm actually doing southern. I think I'm doing southern Baptist? What were they? I don't know what they were. Like I said, they thought I was Satan. You explained to them two things. One, is the kid like Christian or whatever? Well, he was baptized Roman Catholic, but he doesn't really go. Oh God, no, he's Roman Catholic. What does he do for fun? He does D&D. Oh shit, that's Satan's work right there. He's reading from the Satan book. So yeah, every time we went over, I had to be talked to and see if I would let Jesus save my very soul. I think if it was not for his extreme personality, I'd have just lost my damn mind. Why do I still not have any chairs? More like a paper puppet. Roman Catholic? No, we don't believe in no Rome around here. We believe in the... What the fuck just happened? It literally deconstructed every single one of them. Fucking why? Damn it. I was trying to get the fix. I thought this one was installed so this would hold it, but it was suspended. Fuck me. Roman Catholic. Why are we gonna let some dude in a bathrobe tell us what Jesus already done told us? They must have looked at the cover of the D&D book, reading into it, and they would have realized it's just a game. No, don't even try that. Not even true. Secondary, doubling down, at least the areas I was in, and how religious some of these people were. Again, nothing against people being religious, but these people were extra. I tried to start a D&D club when my first year of high school, and I was in Texas. And there is a high school in the Fort Worth White Settlement area. Somewhere in that conglomeration. I don't know where all the divisions are. And I tried to get it. I went to a teacher. The teacher was sensible. The teacher was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I will back this. You know, it's D&D. Cool. Why is this being suspended? Just build it. But anyways, I'm gonna talk through this one. No push-ups. Do it through the teacher, get the process going, and then you have to go and the teacher brings it to the principal. So then you have to present it to the principal and some of the higher up people, like the vice principal, the chief secretary or whatever. There was like 5 people. So you go in there and it's like, yeah, you know, I want to do this. Here's the paperwork. I did this. This is what we're going to be doing. This is the president. This is the vice president. This is how elections are run or whatever the hell it is, so on and so forth. This is what I prepared, reading off the books, thinking this was gonna have to do. You get in there and it's, you know, all right. Again, this is the only accent I have right now, essentially. So get there and the principal, she was a female, and she goes, why don't you tell me about the connections between D&D and Satan? At this point, I never even knew that, like, there was legit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the one dude, it's like, oh, he's got them demon books. Like, well, that's because they're looking at the books. You know what I'm saying? But I had never had anyone directly say, why don't you tell me about why D&D is related to Satan? So it's like, well, it's not. I don't know what you're talking about. Why do you think D&D is related to Satan? So the club got turned down because they weren't going to have me ruining the morals of the other students with Satan. This is not a Catholic school. This is just a public school. So wasn't allowed to do it. The teacher got reprimanded. The teacher even made a comment about that. Was like, yeah, sorry. You know, like, apparently they really don't like it. I had to sit through them talking. Basically, they gave her a spiel about not letting students take advantage of her. And then, like, the next day or the day after that, randomly in the middle of school, I get a call over the school PA system thing that I need to go to the principal's office. Okay. Go to the principal's office. Why am I at the principal's office? No joke. The principal had brought in her fucking preacher, and the preacher was going to tell me about Jesus Christ and save me from the vile, evil D&D. So no, you cannot explain to them. Not saying religious people in general, but the people I was dealing with, there is no just give them the book and it'll be fine. Not happening. They thought it was all like a gigantic cover for Satan, and I was trying to corrupt the morals of the other students at the high school, and I was gonna drag them all down into hell with me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm just a nerd. I'm a nerd who rolls dice. Am I allowed to use one of your rooms in which to roll dice in, please? Be me dressing up as a wizard, rolling dice. Local Christians think I'm Satan. Motherfucking win. Well, Satan is a high-level deity, possibly monster. They can be defeated with a high-level party. This is how. Hail Satan, lol. The preacher has played D&D? No, they had not. I'm willing to bet that man had never played D&D. But you can't show him the rules. Like, the way they were talking about it was the knowledge that I had absorbed into my brain from D&D itself was a corrupting influence. So me trying to bring it to the other people and things there was just trying to corrupt them all. So they weren't going to read it. Like, that's what I'm saying, is like, you weren't going to get that far. Is whip vines the clothing? It's not, is it? I always get this backwards. Maybe it's whip vines. Let's just grow these for now. They weren't going to get that far because it was in fact an evil book. And anything I was trying to do with it was just corrupting people with it. And I needed to be contained. And if you purged me of the Satan, then the D&D would go away because the D&D wouldn't have a grip on me anymore. Whip vine equals whip wine. What is it that does clothing? I always get this backwards. I know hemp root, but that's not the big one that I always end up grabbing. Rope reed. Rope reed. Thank you. Question from earlier. Did we see rope reed? Oh, that was from when I closed it, so I don't know. Well, I can just prospect. It's an above ground plant. Is there rope reed on this map? There is. All of 5. Somewhere on this map, there is all of 5 rope reed. Fuck me. Do we still have plant gatherers? Hopefully they find some rope reed. I'm going to grab not whip vines, but I'm going to switch you over to rope weed. Rope reed. Flax and hemp are super common. I'm not seeing hemp for some reason. But yeah, no. So my southern accent isn't exactly southern. Near as I can tell, it's partially some pastors, partially Mississippi, and then partially what's his name? We talked about him before. I got a video on YouTube about him. Morgan. Partially Morgan. Morgan had a thick accent. I don't know where he was from. But Morgan had a thick accent. Wherever he was from there, all right. He one time sat me and a friend of ours down and tried to explain to us the rules of mudding. Never once understood what the hell he was talking about. but he tried to explain to us like the idea of how you win at mudding and what the rules are and what can be done. Well, in this situation, and then this can happen, and that means you're bigger because your truck is bigger. And this one, it's all right if no one else passes because that means that you were more confident. It was fucking weird. Farm the whole overground. Ted Cruz. Maybe it's just Ted Cruz. I don't know. But the really useful thing is doing a I'll say a version of this. In order, not the accent itself. It's hard to explain without screaming, so I'm not going to be screaming. But when you talk, and when I'm doing this accent, there's a twang. There is a lower noise that even if I'm talking just regularly, not trying to change up any of the words that I'm saying, I could just talk to you regularly, not trying to look for any specific ways, not, you know, pulling the side of my mouth back just to get that extra slight echo, just this lower noise that you're pulling out of your vocal cords. If you can do this and you can do this, you can go between the two of them, and if you can say it right, particularly if you're yelling, you can bounce. You can bounce anything you're saying for miles. You just got to figure out how to upchirp what you're saying. It's really, if you're trying to do it without going into, say, a twang, then when you're up chirping, you're gonna have to scream too much. And if you're screaming too much, you're going to damage your vocal cords. But if you're able to effectively speak like this, then all you're really doing is removing the twang from the way you're talking. That's all you're really doing. Now, again, there's a slight part that's the mouth, but there's part of it that's actually just from the vocal cords. It's like a looser vibration in the vocal flaps. If you can pull that taunt as you're saying something, essentially going from this to this, if you can pull it taunt while screaming, you can up chirp. If you can cause an up chirp, you'll be so much louder in anything you're doing. You can be heard from further away. It's like you ever been to Six Flags and ever hear them go, again, if I do it, it'll be really loud, so I'll do it quietly, but where they go, and they go, what? And they go up. That's an up chirp. The what is a very easy to be able to heard thing. Everyone's like, hey, hey, and they do this in halls and you're meeting your friends. People always say, hey. I don't think I've ever had that issue. I just boo whoop at someone, and it's a fucking loud as hell noise, and like the entire room stops and looks to see who the hell just made that annoying noise. Easily heard. It's up chirping. Figure out the skill of up chirping and you can be heard over everyone. It's amazing. But if you're just doing it for talking, or if you're doing, say, military cadence and trying to be heard, you don't have to do boo whip. You don't have to do that noise at all. You just really have to start at Southern and then end at regular. It's not gonna sound like there's much of a difference going on because I'm just talking. And where the balls is the carpenter. But if you're doing that while trying to say prolonged things, in this case, the military cadence, for every word, because you go, up in the... It's screwed up. Up in the morning? Up in the morning, all day. You can say day. You can up chirp there, so you can make that be heard. Booyah. Booyah. I don't even know what that one is. But yeah, no, it's a skill that's very useful if you can pull it off. Do I not have any carpenters? I have one carpenter, Mr. Mantiem. Mr. Mantiem's busy making the jars. That's why I don't see him. He's drinking right now, but he made a bunch of those. That's why he was unavailable. That's still in process plants. I don't even know if it's able to do that. Where is seeds? Hit tab, hit tab, hit E. No rope reads yet. But I do see boop, that we are over the hour. So for those of you watching the YouTube archive after the fact, thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys next time.